Yo, YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Ghost Gaming. And today we are going to do a super modified car setup. Give me just a second here. Alright, so for the super modified setup, from what I have found, it works on the car and the truck. I'll probably do one of each class, but I've really worked mainly on this class, just because it's easy to get money. So we'll walk you through it. The most important thing, obviously, is to get your R&D for super modified, all 3 stars across. You don't necessarily have to have all 3 stars, but it definitely makes it nice, and your car will be insanely stupid fast for the super modified. So that'll put, as far as traction, torque, all that stuff, that'll put everything at 100 is what you want to try to get to. So you have all these stars all maxed out. Now for this setup, you don't necessarily have to have all of the stars, but like I said, it'll definitely help. Now if you don't have a setup and you just run whatever the game gives you, that's fine as well. You'll just run a slower lap time, and as you upgrade all of your engine and transmission, tires, all that stuff, when you're in the store, always go for performance rather than reliability. At least that's how I did it. You're gonna get wheel spin. So is what I did on this car in the super modified. My fastest time's like an 8.6 at 140 miles an hour, which is not bad for the beginner class super modifieds. So I upped the downforce on my rear wing to help wheel spin when I was going into third and fourth gear. So that puts more downforce on the car, which gives you a little more traction. It does compromise top speed though. If you go too much downforce, the car will feel sluggish. I did not mess with anything with the ballast or weight distribution. I left those alone. Steering, I didn't screw with any of that. Anti-roll bar. Now I did drop the rear roll bar. Or no, I left the rear roll bar. I apologize. So I left this how it is. Front spring right. Rear spring dampening, I dropped it all the way because I want the car to squat when I come off the line because I want to eliminate that wheel spin if I get it. So that'll help the car squat. I left the front alone. Again, rear spring frequency, I dropped it all the way because I want the car to squat. Ride height, I dropped the front and rear by one click, I believe, because you want the car to be as low to the ground as possible, but you want the suspension to still operate like it's designed to operate. You don't want to come off the line, well, in a real life scenario, and have the body hit the ground. So I dropped it just a little bit to improve aerodynamics. The brakes, it is what it is. In the super modified, I don't know, it depends. Some people just use their parachutes to slow down, although that does cost you money because your parachutes do break, and that costs you money to fix them. You can use the brake in the super modifieds and you will stop. But as you get up in class, like to your funny car or top fuel, absolutely not. You have to have that parachute. You're not going to stop the car just on brakes alone. So in the super modified class, I just left, I think I did increase my front brake torque just a little bit, but not much. That's by playing with your brakes is going to affect your burnouts. So you got to be careful. You get too much brake torque in the front and rear, and your burnouts will become more difficult. So you got to be careful when you're playing with that. I didn't touch the rear. I just went up a click or two on the front, just because, I'm trying to use the parachute less because it does cost money if it does break. Tire pressure. I left the front tire pressure alone. I did drop the rear tire pressure. By doing this, it'll create a wider contact patch, especially off the line, and that will increase your grip. However, you may possibly go through more tires. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm still kind of playing with it to see if that is a factor. But, kind of keep that in mind. Differential, as far as when the differential locks, I believe is what that means. Drive the inner and outer wheel. So I didn't play with that. Final drive I did play with. I moved it all the way to 3.4. That's going to give you more torque, more acceleration, less top speed. You're only running a quarter mile. So, you're not really going after top speed. You want that super fast acceleration. You want to accelerate all the way through the RPMs down the quarter mile. I did not play with first gear. I did not play with second gear. I believe I did play with third gear a little bit, and I did play with fourth gear a little bit. And, reverse, doesn't matter. I think I played with it just to see what it did, or how it affected. You don't have to really touch it or do anything with it. Now, your setup is important to, it's like it's half of the equation to be fast. The other half of the equation to be fast is shift timing, tire temperature, reaction times. So, if you at least copy this setup, you're halfway there, then you just got to work on shift timing and reaction times and tire temperatures, which is controlled by your burnout. So if we go to start race,
The sun is shining, the fans are out in full force, and you can just feel the anticipation in the air.
we're going to start the car. Pull up on the wet patch, do our burnout. We want to get try to get to 180 to 200, throw that thing in reverse and back up. So we got a tire temp in the green of 167 degrees, which is good. We'll take that. We're going to approach the line. And we're going to send it down the road. And you want to try to shift when that light goes green. And then, like I said, on this, you don't have to use your parachute. It will take you a little bit longer to slow down. I have a 3-star parachute, so if I do deploy my chute, it will slow me down super fast. But that's pretty much your setup for the super modified. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll definitely, try to help you out. I'm going to work on some of the other classes and get a really good setup, and I'll be posting those at a later time. But yeah, like I said, this setup may not work for you. It works for me quite well. As you can see, we ran an 8.831 quarter mile with a reaction time of 0.179 at 137.79 miles an hour. Very respectable for a super modified car. I really didn't launch the car too hard. I have gotten a faster time. I want to say it was 8.6 at 140 with a reaction time of like 0.079. So, you can be faster. Your reaction time definitely plays a factor in how fast you're going to be down the strip. So, like I said, this could be a good starting point for you. The car does go fairly straight down the drag strip. It doesn't want to go right or left. I have figured out as you move up in class, the car moving right or left and losing traction is a little bit of an issue. So I am working on those setups. I'll get those setups posted once I get them all figured out for you guys. But if you like the content and you like the video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, have a good one, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.